What's up? It's Scott from AceofAxe RC. This time we're going to be talking about the short course nationals. We're also going to be talking about short course trucks and why the buggy boys seem to think it's not racing. Now, not all buggy boys think this way because there's quite a few of them that race both, but I've been told in the past, anytime that I said I had a short course truck or that I raced short course trucks, I got that roll of the eyes from the buggy guys, especially those nitro dudes. And they just don't see it as real racing. They think you just go out there and just bash each other to bits, and that's it. So we're going to talk about it for a bit and talk about my experience with a short course this weekend. I didn't race short course trucks, but I raced stadium trucks, but it was at the short course nationals, so I got a good feel of the vibe and the racing. So we're going to talk about it, so hang around. Okay. I'm not saying that all the nitro buggy guys and the regular buggy guys hate short course, because I know loads of people that do both. But it's just, that's my experience. When I've told people in the past, I'm like, yeah, I'm racing short course. Back when I used to race I had a Techno 410 and I had a SC 10.3 associated. I used to race both of those. But I would mention it to somebody, and like every once in a while, or actually more often than not, it felt like they would roll their eyes and be like, "Oh, dude, that's not racing." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's not racing." He's like, "Yeah, they just go out there and just beat each other up, and whoever's last man standing wins." Anyone that's raced short course trucks knows. Well, hopefully most of you know that's not the way it is. The coolest thing about short course trucks is most people getting into the hobby has one, or that's usually the first one. But the Traxxas, everybody bashes Traxxas or whatever, but that's like your first rig, like for a lot of people, they want a ready to run. It comes with everything. And their parents ask other people, it's like, hey, I want an all-inclusive package. I want it to have everything. What do I go with? And 90% of us are going to say, if it's for your kid, you get him a Traxxas, because you'll have the radio and the truck and the batteries, and they're pretty tough. So it's not a bad thing for a kid. So, and then of course the Traxxas Slash comes out, and everybody's like, dude, get the Slash. I had a Slash. I had the four-wheel drive Slash, brushless. It was ridiculous, man. That thing was all kinds of powerful, and that was like some of my first videos on YouTube. Was taking that to the skate park and then just trying to destroy it. And once you put the RPM arms on it, and then like you might have to swap the shocks out once in a while, but it just does awesome. It just like keeps coming back. You can watch some of my videos from back in the day of jumping at like ridiculous heights in the skate park and landing and just driving away. Shells coming off and like bent the shocks, and it's just going. So, you got to, anyway, back to it. So you got this young guy with a young kid with a Traxxas Slash 4x4. Finds out there's a track around, close to him. He goes, pops around the track, finds out they race short course trucks, and 95% of the track's going to be like, heck yeah, bring it on. I don't care what kind of short course it is. We'll throw you on a track, and you get lopped in with your level of racers, and you can have a blast. And that's, like I said, that's my first proper race I did was with the Traxxas Slash. It was a short course race in Coventry, and my buddies were racing buggies, but I was too chicken to race with the buggies, so I took the Traxxas Slash out there because the people racing the Slash just seemed, or racing the short course seemed a little bit more laid back. Like if you tapped their wheels or something, they didn't like get as amped. So I was like, all right, heck with it. I put it on the track, and then I went out and I just had a blast. I didn't win, I didn't place, but it was just awesome. And like I hit somebody, I was like, oh no, and the dude's like kind of laughing. He's like, so I was like, okay, cool, And then that was like my first like real experience racing, and it was awesome. So there's nothing wrong with a short course, dude. It was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. But then I progressed, I wouldn't say progressed because I still drive like crap, but I moved on and got the buggies and stuff like that and started racing those. And I started getting more into the tuning side of it and just enjoyed the buggies more myself. That's just me. A lot of people only race short course and they love it. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Matter of fact, this weekend, one of my buddies from the Coventry days, James Morris, that's all he races now is just the short course. So, and he's loving it. And he's out there. There's lots of kids that come with him and stuff. And there's a whole group of them. It's just like, like father and sons and stuff, just getting together and racing. So, I mean, what more could you ask for, for a family event is buy a few trucks, take them to the track and make a weekend of it. And that's the next part. The short course nationals. This is the first time I've ever been to one. It was one at Coastal, Ipswich, Coastal Model Car Club. And these dudes showed up Saturday, and some of them Friday, and for a race on Sunday. And they just camped up, uh, had a couple drinks, quite a few, some of them. Kev, I'm not talking. I'm not gonna name any names, but and then just showed up Sunday and raced. They made a whole weekend of it. They were grilling, barbecuing, whatever you want to call it, and just hanging out and having a good time, and then racing on Sunday and then driving home. This is exactly why I go to a lot of the iconic races that I go to, because you get to sit around, the night before and stuff, and hang out with your buddies that you don't get to see all the time, except for these races. So again, RC, bringing people together. You get together and hang out and have a few drinks and catch up, and and just enjoy it. And then you race and you go home, and then you might not see these dudes for 6 more months. But like the short course nationals, it's like once a month or whatever. You run into the same people. It's a fellowship. Just like I raced the buggy regionals for the BRCA East of England. East of England's the one that we were in, yeah. And it was just that. We'd get together and then race, go home. But you'd like once a month, maybe twice a month if you're lucky, and then that was it. I missed 3 races, but whatever. The rest of the dudes on the team all went and had a blast. So that's what the best part of racing is. Maybe I'm getting off topic again. Anyway, back to short course. So my experience watching the race this weekend. Yeah, there's going to be bashing. There's bashing in every race, especially the lower finals, like the D finals and stuff like that. Is because but the best thing is you got that bashing going on, but everybody's at the same level. You've got say 40 drivers, and then they break 10 and 10, 10 in each one. You've got the lower guys that aren't as quick because they probably haven't been racing as long or whatever, and they're all lopped together so they can have a proper race. They're not competing against the fastest dudes at the top. They're competing against people that are at their same level. So that's the best part. And you watch these kids go out there, not all kids, but mostly the kids, they go out there and they're racing against each other and they're having a blast. They're being kids as long as the parents don't get involved and then start yelling at them for not winning. But then, that's a whole other thing. But they're mostly just there to have fun. Yeah, some of the kids get upset when they don't win, but that's just being a kid, just like playing any sport. When you're a kid, if you don't win, you get mad, because you don't like to lose. That's instilled in all of us. But, they're just having a good time. And then you get up to the A final with the top 10 drivers of that day, what I will call it, and it's awesome. You might have some bashing or whatever, but it's not a lot. It's more, driving and clean. Well, should be clean driving, and some, just choosing good lines and good. And then if people knock the other guy over, they'll stop and wait, and then they'll get back and they'll go. Again, that doesn't account for everybody, but it accounts for most of them, I think. At least I like to think it does. But we raced stadium trucks. There was 4 of us that came up there with stadium trucks. We're all on the same crew, we'll call it. The 51 is me, Adam, Carl, and Sean. We came up with the stadium trucks and raced our own class. Come to find out, they've been doing that at every one, but just no one's been signing up for it. So I think next year I'm definitely going to try to get signed up and make it to all the short course nationals. Still racing stadium trucks because I just prefer those. I enjoy the stadium truck thing, and I think they look awesome going around, and they're a little more easy to handle in my opinion, because I couldn't drive a short course truck to save my life because of the whole parachute thing. It was just horrible. But again, that's me. So we're going to try to get that going next year and make it to all the races and do the stadium truck thing. And the stadium trucks around the coastal was amazing. I've raced two-wheel drive around there a few times, buggies, and I don't think I had as much fun as I did with a stadium truck. The stadium truck was amazing. It was really good. And the videos from most of those are up on my YouTube channel, the AceofAxe Race Cam, RACE space CAM. You can watch the races from Coastal this weekend. I got the the two-wheel drive A final stadium truck, two-wheel drive A final short course, and then the four-wheel drive short course B and A final are all up there, so you can go check those out. Or I've also put them on Coastal site and the UK short course world or short course nationals site too, so you can check them out either place there. But it doesn't matter. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter what you're running. Just get out there on the track and race. Just have fun. You'll get lumped together with someone hopefully that's around your level, and just go out and try it. The first time I ever went to a race was in Coventry, and I was going to race. I had a team associated B4.1, I think, or 2. I can't even remember anymore. But that's where I was going to race. And I'm like, yeah, I'm set. I'm going to race. And we showed up with my buddy Speedy, and Jamie was going to be there. And I think Simon, again, just mentioning people's names you probably don't know, but it doesn't matter. So 4 of us, I think, was going there. And we turned up, pulled into the parking lot where I've practiced many times with those guys before, but never raced. So this is when my first race. I'm pumped up. I walk in, we drive in, and all I see is like a whole bunch of like gazebos with like sponsor names on it and stuff. And I freaked. I was like, dude, there's like some serious people here. And so I backed out of it. I was like, I'm not going to race today, dude. I'm just not feeling it or whatever. I made some lame excuse. And Speedy and Jamie's like, dude, just come on, man. Just do it. I'm like, nah, I can't, man. I'm just not feeling it. So they all made fun of me, rightfully so, and just let it go. So as soon as the very first race started, I was watching some people going around. I'm like, dude, I can drive better than that, you know, because it was some of the lower finals and people that were braver than me just threw the car in the track and tried it. And I was just instant regret. I'm like, dude, I should have just raced. I should have raced. And I never passed up an opportunity to race again. So ever since then, I've been just racing as much as I can. Still not getting better, but I'm still racing as much as I can because I just enjoy it. It's been really good. But anyway, so we're just about over 10 minutes here, and I think that's long enough for this first podcast. But yeah, let me know what you think. You know, hit in the comments or the Facebook, the AceofAxe Facebook, the AceofAxe YouTube channel, or wherever, you know, Instagram, Twitter, AceofAxe is everywhere. Just hit up one of those and let me know what you think about this, you know, about the short course trucks, and are they racing, and do you enjoy it, and why, if you do think that it's not racing, please comment below, and you know, hopefully no one bashes you too bad for saying something like that. But you know, I just want to know, or just message me, you know, on Facebook, J. Scott Curlin, or just go to AceofAxe RC on Facebook and message me there. I'd be interested in hearing what you think. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate you all tuning in and hanging out for the whole 11 minutes and something now, and I look forward to the next one. And please, if you got anything that you want to hear me talk about, or people you want me to interview, I'll try that too. But just let me know what you think of the podcast, and this thing's going to work. I'm enjoying it. It's only the second one. It's really the first full-length one. The other one was kind of a teaser. But I'm really digging it. So let me know what you think, and we'll get back to you hopefully within another week or so and do another one, and then hit on anything that you guys put up from this one. So all right, and we will see you on the track.